Hi, I'm Rick Tucci. In this series of videotapes on the Filipino martial art of Kali, I'm going to take you through some of the drills, the training methods, and some of the curriculum that we use here at Princeton Academy of Martial Arts. 90 to 95% of the material that you're going to be seeing in these drills and this curriculum come from Guru Dan Inosanto and the blend system that he uses at his academy in Los Angeles, California, and has taught to his instructors as well. So most of what you're going to see has been taught to me either privately or in group sessions with Guru Dan Inosanto, and I've spent quite a bit of time with him, and I want to thank him personally for sharing the information with me. And I also want to thank another instructor, the late Punang Guru Edgar Saludi, who's also contributed greatly to my skill and knowledge in the Filipino martial arts. What we're going to take you through is some of the areas. There's 12 areas of Kali, but we're going to talk about that later. Some of the areas that we're going to cover right now in these videos, this first series of videos, is going to be the single stick, the double stick, the espada y daga, or the long and short. We're going to cover the single dagger, the double dagger, some of the disarming and locking and throwing with the different weapons, and later on in the later videos we're going to get into some of the bow staff, the sarong or flexible weapons, and also some of the empty hand techniques. So I hope you enjoy this series, and I hope you gather a lot of knowledge and you get a lot of things to practice from these videos on your own at home, and that you continue training in the Filipino martial arts. Hi, I'm Rick Tucci. In this series of videotapes on the Filipino martial art of Kali, I'm going to take you through some of the drills, the training methods, and some of the curriculum that we use here at Princeton Academy of Martial Arts. 90 to 95% of the material that you're going to be seeing in these drills and this curriculum come from Guru Dan Inosanto and the blend system that he uses at his academy in Los Angeles, California, and has taught to his instructors as well. So most of what you're going to see has been taught to me either privately or in group sessions with Guru Dan Inosanto, and I've spent quite a bit of time with him, and I want to thank him personally for sharing the information with me. And I also want to thank another instructor, the late Punang Guru Edgar Saludi, who's also contributed greatly to my skill and knowledge in the Filipino martial arts. What we're going to take you through is some of the areas. There's 12 areas of Kali, but we're going to talk about that later. Some of the areas that we're going to cover right now in these videos, this first series of videos, is going to be the single stick, the double stick, the espada y daga, or the long and short. We're going to cover the single dagger, the double dagger, some of the disarming and locking and throwing with the different weapons. And later on in the later videos, we're going to get into some of the bow staff, the sarong or flexible weapons, and also some of the empty hand techniques. So I hope you enjoy this series, and I hope you gather a lot of knowledge and you get a lot of things to practice from these videos on your own at home, and that you continue training in the Filipino martial arts. Okay, now we're going to get into the numbering system. So that's important first so that you understand the angles of attack. Now there's a lot of different numbering systems in the Filipino martial arts. What we're going to use is a portion of the Inosanto Lacoste blend numbering system. We're just going to do 1 to 12 for the purpose of the videotapes. There are more angles of attack in that system, but we're going to use 1 to 12 for a little bit more simplicity and to give you the basic ideas. And from those 12, you can do a lot of different repetition and techniques and disarming and everything from the 12 anyway. The other numbering system we're going to use is from the Illustrissimo system. So we're going to do the Illustrissimo numbering system 1 to 12 as well. This way we'll have 2 different numbering systems to play from in the videotapes, and when you practice at home you'll have these different numbering systems to work from. Sometimes one works a little bit better for certain feeding patterns, or it also gives you variety for feeding. Before we do the numbering system, I want to talk a little bit about the grip. Different people like different types of grips on the weapon. Some people like it where there's no puño or butt of the stick at all. Some people like it where there's just an inch or 2 fingers away. Some people want a whole fist away. So it really becomes a matter of what you're comfortable with after a while. But the grips change. Sometimes you use a stick and you might even hold it in the center portion for certain things, or you may have disarmed somebody and you have it in a reverse grip. But the basic grip of the stick is, for the purpose of your practicing, I would say you can go anywhere from 2 or 3 fingers to a fist away is usually comfortable for most people. Sometimes you'll find, for myself personally, in long range, I might even hold it out a little bit further to get more extension, and just sometimes it's more comfortable when you're doing the long range or largo mano part. But basically you can hold it a fist away, and I think that'll serve most people's purposes. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is go with the Lacoste Inosanto blend numbering system. So first I'll do it facing this direction. So it's 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Again, this is 1 through 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, now I'm going to have my partner come up so I can demonstrate. So you'll see the strikes on the person. So it's going to be angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, 5 thrust, 6 thrust, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So on angle 1, it could be hitting the clavicle, could be hitting the neck, could even be hitting the ear or jaw when you're coming across this way. So it can hit different areas while you're striking here. It obviously doesn't have to be just one pinpointed strike. Then when you come down here, this could be the floating ribs. It could be even the hip bone. It could be his elbow if it's in the way. So that angle 3 can hit different areas that are in that direction. Angle 4, straight thrust, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7, angle 8, angle 9, 10, 11, and 12. And that would be the Inosanto Lacoste blend numbering system that we're using for the purpose of the video. Okay, now we're going to go into the Illustrissimo numbering system. So we're going to go 1, 2 at the waist, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, now with partner, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Again, 1, 2 at the waist, 3 at the waist, 4 diagonal, 5 straight thrust, 6 an uppercut or slash, 7, 8 thrust, 9 thrust, 10 overhand, then 11 and 12. Okay, we're going to start with the double stick area. So there's different ways you can start. Some people will start with a single stick. Some people start with a long and short. Almost 9 times out of 10 in the Kali or Filipino martial arts, that they're going to start you with the weapons as opposed to the empty hands, although empty hands is a major part also of the art. But we're going to start with the double stick to coordinate the left and right sides of the body, and to give you an idea how this sort of all works together on both sides of the body. So before we start with the drills with a partner, I just wanted to go over some of the types of blows that are used in the Filipino martial arts and in the stick arts. So one of the types of blows is a blow that hits and retracts. So that would be, we call it, we're not going to use a lot of the Filipino names, but we're going to insert some here and there. So we want to keep it more English so that everybody understands it. We're not going in and out of different dialects of the Philippines. So the one blow is going to hit and retract, but we usually call this a witik. So if it hits and retracts, or it hits and retracts, that would be what we're going to call a witik. Okay, and that can be with either stick going either direction, just hitting and retracting. So that would be a witik blow. Then we have a blow that's going to pull through, and that would be a lob tick or a pull-through blow. So that can pull through or pull through. So whether it pulls through this way or pulls through this way or this way, it's still going to be a lob tick. And then there's other terms as you get more detailed into the art. So you basically have a blow that hits and retracts. You have a blow that pulls through. Then you have a blow that is like a fan motion, and that would be called an abanico. And that can travel in different directions, which we're going to get more into later. You have blows that would be a redondo or circular blows in this direction. Again, we'll get more into these types of blows later. So these would be circular blows. You have things called floretes and different types of strikes. But for the purpose of right now starting the double sticks, the main thing to think about right now would be the witiks and lob ticks, because that's going to apply to the Sinawali drills. Okay, the first drill we're going to start with on the double stick portion with a partner is pai pai or cob cob 6. So what that's going to be is the blows that we talked about being the retraction blows. That's what you're going to be doing on each side. So you're going to start the high line, middle line, low line. So you hit 2 on the high line, you retract, so you go 1, 2, then middle line, and then low line. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that would be the pai pai or cob cob 6. So that is one of the easiest drills, obviously, that you can do. But in that motion, there's a lot more to that, because obviously you could be hitting the head, hitting the hands, hitting different parts of the body. And these can be powerful blows if you put your body into it. And it teaches you to torque your body as you're hitting. So we're going slow now for the purpose of the video, but you turn your body as you hit, you turn, you pivot, and you go down like this. Okay, that would be, again, Pai Pai or Cob Cob 6. The next drill we're going to do is just a downward figure 8, or making the X a downward X. So here you're going to go 2 blows down, 2 blows on this side. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the kind of friction that you have on a stick, usually a beginner starts to turn the hands. So for the people who are just starting out in the art, a lot of times what we find is students will start to hit and they start to turn their wrists like this and start to go like that, and it's not really coming off the way it should because the wrist is turning in this direction, whereas it should be almost like you're holding a blade because it is transferable to the blade. So yes, there's times where you hit further out and project the end of the stick. There's times where you hit a little bit flatter with the stick. So when you're hitting the X or a lot of the Sinawali drills, when you're hitting, if you turned your wrist and went like this, see, it's not going to give you the good feel that you need for the weapon. So try to keep in mind for the beginners to keep like sort of the fist facing the opponent as you slice, and think of it as an edge weapon. So if you're thinking of an edge weapon, if you could just get an edge weapon, I can show this. So when you're coming out with the weapon this way, if you think of the edge as the thing that's hitting, then it'll be easier for you to picture as you're doing the drill. So if you're hitting this way, and you're hitting this way or slicing this way, so this will give you a better idea of how to move the stick as well. Okay, so if we have the sticks, it's the same idea. So when you're going like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, think of almost slicing rather than going out like this and like this. Try to think of that slicing motion, and you can turn the body a little bit when you're doing this. Okay, and again, this would represent, even this simple drill would be hitting the hand, hitting the hand, hitting the hand, hitting the hand when you do this. The next one we're going to do is Abecedario 6. So what that is we're going to go with a high, a low backhand, high backhand. Inward, 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 low backhand, high backhand. So when you're doing this, you're going inward, low backhand, high backhand, inward, low backhand, high backhand. The same principle applies here. If you try to keep your wrist in a position where you're not turning it, so if you go like this and this with your hand turned this way, it's going to be hard. You probably disarm yourself. So make sure you have it more like that when you're hitting low and then when you come up high. Okay, now on that one again, when he hits, in reality you're hitting the hand, you're hitting the hand, you're hitting the hand or arm, hit the hand or arm, hand or arm, hand and or arm. So this is going, that's what this, you're practicing all the time. You always think of hitting the opponent's hand. So okay, so now we're going to add on, so you had a downward figure 8. We're going to do that in 3 or 5 blows. For the purpose of the video to start with, we're going to do the 5 blows, then we'll do it with 3. So 5, it'll be a total of 7 blows, but you're hitting a downward X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, low backhand, high backhand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, low backhand, up backhand, and then we'll do it three blows, low backhand, high backhand, 1, 2, 3, low, high. So you have 1, 2, 3, low, high, 1, 2, 3, low, high. Now, on the next one we're going to do is you're going to do it with the upward figure 8. So now the blows are going to come up like this. So now you're going to be hitting upward and then hitting upward. So it's going to be upward figure 8, and then you're still going to do the low backhand, high backhand. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, low, high. We'll do 3 for the purpose of the video, low, high. So it's 1, 2, 3, low, high, 1, 2, 3, low, high. And again, you would be on that hitting the hand, hitting his hand or arm, hitting the hand or arm, hitting the hand or arm. Coming up, hit the hand or arm, and same thing here. Can do now is combine these two drills. So we'll do 3 downward figure 8s, going 1, 2, 3, low backhand, high backhand, 1, 2, 3, low, high. Then we're going to go upward, 1, 2, 3, low, high, and 1, 2, 3, low, high. So again, 1, 2, 3, low backhand, high backhand, 1, 2, 3, low, high, upward, 1, 2, 3, low, high, 1, 2, 3, low, high. Okay, the next one we're going to do is the basis for a lot of Sinawali drills, and it's the basis because of the way that the sticks are chambered. So usually the first one we start with in this chambered position is the Heaven 6, and the term, again, Heaven 6 comes from Guru Inasanto, and it's just that the sticks are pointing upward. So when your sticks are pointing upward, we say Heaven 6, and when the stick is pointing towards the earth, we say Earth 6. So we're going to start with the one on the high line as Heaven 6. So the hardest part for a new person, if you're new starting out or a new student in the Filipino martial arts, is where the sticks are at which time. So we'll try to make this as easy as possible for you to start out. So you're going to do the first blow as a pull-through blow. So you bring this around to this shoulder. So starting on your right shoulder, when you hit with the right, it's a pull-through that goes to your left shoulder. Then you have the left backhand, which pulls through to the other side, and then a right backhand. So now you're virtually in the opposite position of where you started. Then you go left pull-through blow, goes to the opposite shoulder, right pull-through, comes back, and then the left hit and retraction or backhand that comes back, and you're where you started. So you have 6 blows. It's really only 3 blows on each side. So again, you're just repeating it on each side, so it comes out to 6. So you have 1, 2, 3. So it's a forehand that pulls through, a backhand that pulls through, and a backhand that hits and retracts. So pull through, hit and retract. Or we can say forehand, backhand, backhand. Forehand, backhand, backhand. Okay, now with a partner, start out slowly. So you have this, again, this chambered position. So you start out inward, backhand, backhand, or forehand, backhand, backhand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So pull through blow, pull through backhand. A backhand, it hits and retracts. You're in the opposite position. So pull through, hit and retract. You're in the opposite position. So 1, 2, 3 on the right side, 1, 2, 3 on the left side. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So altogether, forehand, backhand, backhand, forehand, backhand, backhand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's the heaven six, as we call it. On is the standard six. So that, on the second blow, it goes towards the earth. So it's the same drill, but now you have the second blow. You have the forehand, the low, it's going to be a low backhand, and then back to a high backhand. Then you have the forehand on this side, a low backhand, and a high backhand. So it's forehand, low backhand, high backhand, forehand, low backhand, high backhand. Okay, so this would be called standard six. So with a partner, inward, low backhand, high backhand, inward, low backhand, high backhand. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this case, you're hitting the head. You could be hitting the knee, or of course it could be the person's hand coming down and then back to the head area. So 1, 2, 3. So again, it's 1. The chambering is exactly the same as the first drill. The only difference is you're putting that second blow on each side down to the knee area. Okay, that would be the standard six. Next one we're going to cover is the earth six. So on this one, everything is pointed downward. Now, on earth six, what you're doing is it could be a couple of things. It could be that you're on an uphill area and the person's coming from below you, and you're fighting someone who's below you this way. If you're on a hill and you're hitting the blows downward, it could be that the person you just knocked to the ground and you're hitting downward like this at them on the ground. Or sometimes it's you're hitting, obviously, low blows towards the leg area. So on this one, everything again points down. So it goes the same chambering and the same blows, the inward, backhand is the same, but we're pointing the stick towards the earth. So this is called earth six. So when it comes from here, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now all these drills should be done with footwork for the purpose, again, of the video. Right now in this video, we're going to keep it stationary. But later, you're going to start to see how the drills are done with footwork, advancing, retreating, circling, clockwise, counterclockwise, in different positions, and even a little bit environmental situations. So for now, you start out stationary, and then you can add the footwork in as you progress. Okay, before we start the next Sinawali drill, I just want to mention that a lot of times when I'm teaching the classes and talk to different people in the martial arts or people that think about the Sinawali drills, is a lot of times people don't really realize what some of the Sinawali drills represent. Obviously, it is a coordination, so it is a matter of getting the left and right side of the body moving smoothly so that you can use your left side. It'll never, if you're right-handed, your left side will never be equal to your right, probably, for most people. but you can definitely enhance it and make it fairly coordinated, whereas if you injured your right side, that you would be able to use the weapon or the empty hands in both left and right sides. So whether it's a stick or a blade or a knife, whatever that you can transfer to both sides of the body. So it's important in that way to get the flow from the left and right sides of the body. Also, the Sinawali drills, a lot of them, they are designed for combination attacks with the double weapons, so that when you're doing certain combinations or whatever it is you're doing with the double sticks, is that it would be like in boxing that you have combinations of a cross, uppercut, cross, jab, cross, hook, jab, body, cross, body, hook, whatever. So you have different combinations. So these would be equal to using different combinations with the weaponry. It's not that you're going to come up to an opponent and just start doing heaven six, obviously, but the combinations are in your body so that when it's available and it's there, you can pull out one of these types of combinations or parts of those combinations. So part of the, the thing that some people don't understand with the Kali, when they see the double sticks, they think the people are just hitting two sticks together. Obviously, it represents much, much more than that, and they are an important part of the Kali as we're talking about now. Okay, so when we do the next drill, it's going to be the upward six. So on the upward six, it's a little bit different than earth six because now it's going to be going in an upward motion, and now the chambering is different. So this is important. If you notice on the earth six, or the ones we've done so far, heaven, standard, and earth, you have the chambering this way, where the left hand is tucked under the right arm. So now on the upward, it's going to be almost reverse, where the left hand is on top of the right. So when you come up, it's going to be coming up this direction. So the upward six is different chambering. So you're still starting, the right hand strikes, the left hand strikes the right hand, then the left, right, left. But again, the chambering is different, and this is maybe confusing to start with, but we're trying to break it down for you so that you can understand it a little bit better. So when you go here, the strike is going upward, upward, upward. So, and again, if you notice the first blow, the left is on top. Okay, then you come out. So it's 1, 2, 3, chamber, 1, 2, 3, but chamber, it's on top of the arm. Okay, so you're hitting still 3 blows and 3 blows, and you still have a forehand, backhand, backhand, forehand, backhand, backhand, forehand, backhand, backhand. So this would be upward six. Okay, that would be the upward six count. So now you have the heaven, standard, earth, and you also have the upward, which gives a different chambering position. We're going to go to is the umbrella six. So the umbrella six is going to be a little bit different again. So on umbrella six, you're coming around and hitting a backhand inward. So it's an inward, backhand, inward. So if you notice this one, instead of going to the shoulder, like on heaven six, you have this going to the shoulder, it's going around and coming back. So the umbrellas goes over the head or it can go around the head. Okay, so this one can go, you can bring it just over the head here, or sometimes people bring it all the way around. And we'll get into more details of the umbrella, the wing, the roof, later on in the videos. But right now, just for the purpose of this, bring it up and around. So you have an inward, a backhand, and an inward. Inward, backhand, inward. Inward, backhand, inward. Now this would be umbrella, heaven, or heaven, umbrella, six. So when you're here, it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Inward, backhand, inward, inward, backhand, inward. Inward, backhand, inward, inward, backhand, inward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. now if you take that same drill and put the low line into it, now you have the standard. So you have umbrella standard. So when you go like this, you hit the low line and then back to the high line. So it's high, low, high, high, low, high, high, low, high. So it's the same drill, but now you're putting in the low line just like we did on the standard 6. Take that same drill and put it all pointing towards the earth, then you're going to have the same thing with the earth 6, but it's umbrella earth 6. So when you go like this, comes around. So the sticks are just pointed down. It's the same chambering, the same way you're doing it, the umbrella high, except now you have to point everything down towards the earth. And again, we're really not using much footwork on this for the purpose right now in this video, but later you'll see how it works when you're circling, you're sidestepping, moving laterally, advancing, retreating, so you'll start to see how these drills go together. You'll see some of the more combat applications of them as well. Okay, this next area in the double stick that we're going to be working on is abecedario. And with that, it's one person feeding, and there's many different ways to do this and many different weapons versus other weapons. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to have a single stick feeding 2 sticks. So one person's going to feed and one person's going to receive. So abecedario first stage means that there's going to be 1 block and 1 counter blow. So when the person feeds, we're not going counter to counter now. What it is one person's feeding the different lines of attack, and the other person receives that, blocks it, or parries it, or any number, you can evade it, but then you come back with 1 blow. So the way we're going to use the first drill is you're going to use the gunting on all the blows coming in. So the gunting will be either coming in with a forehand, crossing, or the backhand. So the gunting means scissors. So you're going to be doing this, basically this is what you're going to be doing in the drill. But you're going to be, after you do that, you're going to hit back with one blow. And to start it, you're going to hit back every time for now with the right stick. Later, then you can hit back, and we're going to show you a lot of different ways to do the abecedario with different weapons and relate it to the different weapons. And you could have, as I said, different weapons. So you could have double sticks versus a bow staff. You could have bow staff versus a spade daga. So you can change it around and see the relationship in the Filipino martial arts, in the Kali, that when you have the principles of the weapons, it applies to the other weapons. So the principles and concepts are as important as the techniques. So anyway, we're going to start this one. And again, all you're going to be doing when you're practicing this on your own, if you're a beginner at home, is you're going to be practicing the scissors motion to receive the blow. And that scissors motion means that you're going to be, at least one of the sticks is going to be hitting the hand or arm on each shot that you're doing. Okay, so we'll bring in the partner. So first, Amy's going to feed me in slow motion, and I'm going to show the basic scissors motion. So again, she's going to feed 1 blow. And this is first stage. Second, we have second stage, third stage, but this will be first stage. So when she hits, in reality, I would be hitting the hand here and parrying the stick, and then I would come back with 1 blow, and she puts a stick up for that blow. So in other words, she gives an angle 1, and then I go like that. Now in the second one, this is we're using the Illustrissimo numbering system that we did in the beginning of the tape. So you're not confused. Again, we're using the Illustrissimo on this particular drill right now. So when you go angle 1 again, we'll start. So you go like that. 1, hit back. Angle 2, that would hit the hand, hit back. Angle 3, this would clip the hand, hit back. Angle 4, hit the hand, and come back. Angle 5, hit the hand, come back. Angle 6, hit the hand, come back. Angle 7, hit the hand, come back. Angle 8, hit the hand, and come back. So again, it's 1, scissors motion, backhand gunting, forehand gunting, backhand gunting, forehand gunting, backhand scissors, forehand scissors, backhand scissors motion. And again, later, these are going to start to go with footwork, movement, advancing, retreating. That's important, but for now, we're just doing it stationary. So if I feed Amy one time so you can see it. So, and as a feeder, when you're practicing with a partner, you want to make sure that the blow has at least some intention on it, that you're going into the person. You don't want to feed a person and just go like this, like if you're doing drill. So like that. You want to make the blow so it looks like you're going to hit that person. So you're going forward, even if you're going slow motion, you have some intention on the blow. So number 5, angle 6, uppercut. Angle 7 is uppercut, and angle 8 comes in here. So again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Okay. Now the same drill you can do is that now we do it with receiving. I'm still feeding a single stick, but what I'll do is receive her return blow with the rear stick. So I'm not going to feed the second stick yet. In volume 2 of the video, we're going to get into when we're starting to feed the other weapons involved. So on this one, you're going to do the same drill, but this time when she hits back, I put the left stick up or the rear stick to receive her return blow. So 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? So now we'll bring Jeff out so you can also see it with another person doing it. So when we do this drill, we're going to go same thing. So first I'm going to receive with the right stick and just receive it here. Okay, then I'm going to go receive it with the left stick. So here, I'm still feeding the right, but now I'm receiving the return blow with the left stick. Okay, so that would be 1 through 8. That would be the normal way you would train it. So if you were training it with a partner, you would feed 1 to 8. We're using 1 to 8. It could be 1 to 12. It could be more than that. And then later you start to even change the angles. Or sometimes if the person's having trouble with one angle, you repeat that same angle. So maybe if this person's having trouble with angle 1, what we'll do is we'll just keep going angle 1, feed him again, angle 1, feed him again, angle 1, angle 1. So you could repeat the same blow till the person becomes comfortable. Sometimes people have trouble with an uppercut blow or an angle 5. So if you're having trouble with one of the blows, you could just keep repeating that blow till you become comfortable with that particular angle of attack. So, and then the way you would do it is one person would feed 1 to 8, then the other person feeds 1 to 8. So I'll have Amy and Jeff do it one time. It's as if they're training with each other so that they would go 1 to 8. So if Jeff feeds Amy first, and then she'll feed him right away, the 8 right away afterwards. And now she'll feed Jeff. Okay. Okay, so that's the beginning stage of the abecedario with the double stick. Okay, in this next part, what we're going to cover is some basic footwork drills. Footwork in any martial art is really important because the transportation system gets you in to either attack the opponent or also for your defenses and to take you out as far as nullifying the person's attack or to retreat so that you don't get hit, especially with the weapons, obviously, so you don't get hit with the weaponry. You can get in and out and for evasive motions. So footwork's really important. And we're going to put some of the basic footwork drills that are under the Lacoste and Osanto blend system. And we'll just go through some of these. There's more than what I'm going to cover even, but we're going to go over some of the basics that are probably, well, they're all important, but these will be important for the drills that you'll be covering in these videotapes. So the first one we're going to do is lateral triangle right. So that's on the right, you're moving in a lateral triangle position like this. Okay, now of course this would be done with weaponry as well as empty hands. So this could be that you're using a punch, or it could be that you're using the weapon as you're stepping. So it could be either. Now when you're doing the lateral triangle, your right shoulder can be forward, even when you're saying lateral triangle right, or you can put your left shoulder forward and still do the lateral triangle right. So this would still be lateral triangle right, even though the left shoulder is forward. And again with the right shoulder forward. Now the opposite of that would be the left triangle, lateral triangle left. So now that's stepping, and this would be with the left shoulder forward. Then, of course, you can switch and have the right shoulder forward. So this would be a lateral triangle left. So the next one we're going to do after that is a retreating triangle. So when you go here, this would be a retreating male triangle. So the point is here in the center, and you're moving your feet back. This would be a retreating male triangle. Okay, the next one is going to be the female triangle. So if you're using the female triangle, you can step left and you can step right. So that now the point is here and the triangle's coming off in this direction, stepping left and stepping right. And a lot of the applications of these different footwork drills you're going to see while we're doing the weaponry and when we're doing the empty hands in this videotape series. Okay, the next one we're going to use is the female triangle, using the full female triangle. So in other words, you're going to move, stepping up and coming around. This would be going towards your right or going clockwise, if you want to say it that way. So your point is here. Now you're completing the whole female triangle, stepping around the triangle this way. This would be moving to the right. The opposite, moving this direction or moving to your left or moving counterclockwise. Now this would be called the female triangle, closed, moving left and right. Okay, the other one we're going to do now is the full triangle right and a full triangle left. Now that is like the male triangle, except this time when you're stepping, instead the first male triangle we did was this way, where it's just you're covering just the two lines of the triangle base. In this case, what you're going to do is you're going to step and complete the base and then come back. So you're going this direction and this direction. So you could be striking here, or if you have the weapons, it could be coming from this direction if you have two weapons. So you're moving along the base this way. So that's the full triangle. Next one we're going to do is the advancing lateral triangle. So it's like the lateral triangle, except on this one, you're going to step up and you just advance from here and shuffle. So it goes back like this. So you take a little shuffle step on this one. Okay, then you have it to the left. Okay, then you have the two-step lateral triangle. So on the two-step lateral triangle, what you're going to do is step up, and then as you step up on a lateral triangle, you shift off to the side. So from here it goes up, you shift off to the side. From here, step up, shift off to the side. Step to your right and shift. Then you do the same thing going left. So you step up and shift. So it's like the lateral triangle. Remember again, lateral triangle is like this. So in this case, you step up and you shift off. So it's a two-step lateral triangle. Okay, the next one you're going to do is the advancing shuffle, which is very easy. You just advance and retreat. So you can do this a number of steps. So it could be bang, bang, bang. You're stepping forward and back. So you're just advancing and retreating. Okay, then you have the side step. So you sidestep You sidestep left. So sidestepping right, sidestepping left. Sidestep right, sidestep left. Okay, the other one we're going to do is the circling, which is a little bit more difficult. And what you're going to do is just make a circle. The opponent could be in the center of the circle, or two opponents can circle each other. So one could be in the center when you're using a weaponry, or both people can make the circle. So what you're going to do is step. If you want to get closer to the opponent, you step in front. If you want to stay further back, you step behind. So you can make it stepping in front and stepping behind. Or you could step behind, in front. This takes you further out, so you could keep stepping behind or step in front. And of course, you do it both ways. So if you're going this way, clockwise and counterclockwise. So you can, again, step in front, step behind, step in front, step behind. So that would be the circling footwork. Well, as you can see, the art of Kali is vast. Even within one category of Kali, there are so many techniques and so many training methods that it can be overwhelming to a person. And sometimes to students it becomes overwhelming or frustrating, but that's all part of the process, and it should be looked at as a process and not an end product. You could train these arts for literally an entire lifetime and probably not cover it all, but in what we're trying to achieve in these tapes are that we can put it in some type of logical order where you can follow along and learn at your own pace, and that it sort of makes sense to you on each area of the weaponry, as well as that they all relate to one another, so that you can relate the single stick to the double or the long and short, and each of the weapons sort of start to relate to each other after a while, and hopefully you'll follow along and get a lot out of it, and take your time, pace yourself, and have fun. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forget it. Yep.
You said 5.
5. Yeah, no. 5, and then 3. I can do seated jurus while I'm waiting.
We're ready to roll. We'll use that one.
Cool.
Okay, can you think of anything else?
Hi, Mom and Dad. No.